Let's play a game, shall we?
Hello there, folks. I'm gonna go with something slightly different today. This is Raptor, Call of the Shadows, a very classic game from my childhood. I'm gonna go with this guy just because he's the only one that's got a beard. If you look, no beard, and no beard. Beard. You gotta have a beard, you know what I mean? Todd Blower. That's my internet name and my call sign, Metrod Junkie. I think I'll go with Veteran. It seems like a good roundabout. Because it's been a while since I played this game, but I still remember essentially everything, so... I mean, I trust me. You trust me. This is your pilot speaking. I might not know what I'm doing. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, still in the swing of things. It's a simple game to figure out. Things come at you. You shoot at them. You earn money. You buy stuff with said money. It's like a top-down shooter combined with almost an RPG type element to it. I mean, it's probably not that uncommon, but I mean, back in the day, my only real experience with top-down shooters before this was like Galaxy or something. So the ability to actually buy stuff with your points was a big deal to younger me. So you gotta understand. And of course, you've got these guys, the dive bombers. I remember them all too well. And it's pretty much straightforward for the most part. Whoops. Yeah, and then of course you've got those occasional enemies that actually track you. But for the most part, they've got their own little patterns here. And you can avoid them pretty easily if you actually wanted to. But of course, that's not the point of the game. The point is to, of course, the bullets you start out with are pretty weak, but thankfully the game does rectify that pretty quickly. Watch this. Check this out. Air targets are now going to get destroyed quicker. That's the way it's going to be. Oh, there we go. Fair enough. Actually, there is actually a very easy way to get... There's a... Well, not easy per se, but vastly easier way to basically cheat the game. Well, not cheat because it was intended. It was an intended function, but... The weapons that you get in the levels, yeah, you can actually go and sell those. I could back out of the mission right now, go back to the main menu, and then the money would revert, the damages would stay to the ship, but you would get to keep whatever weapon you found. And on the 6th stage, you get a pretty valuable weapon, at the very beginning of the level, so you could easily exploit that if you wanted to. But for the purposes of this Let's Play, I think I'm gonna try just playing through it naturally. That would probably be more interesting. And I would probably fail a lot more. Ready for failure, I guess. And if you notice, I got that ion scanner. You're probably wondering what that does, other than having lines at the bottom of the screen. You will find out soon enough. It actually scans something. But you'll have to wait a little later into this level until you can figure out exactly what it scans. But in the meantime, we got these air-to-air missiles. That's pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't help me with buildings or tanks or, boats or the like, but it works out beautifully with these air vehicles, which are everywhere. It gives me a lot more damage and allows me to destroy them a lot easier, which gets me more money. And then I can buy even more powerful weapons. See, it's accumulative. And now I can actually destroy these somewhat well. Anyway, if you want to know what that scanner does, it gives you an overview of each boss and mini-boss, because like halfway through the game, halfway through the first sector, you start getting midway bosses, so I guess they're more like mini-bosses. It shows how much health they've got left, and that's very helpful, because it shows you how close you are. Of course, if you tiptoe it like this, you can avoid getting boxed into a corner, which would be bad. You gotta avoid getting boxed into a corner, otherwise they're just gonna shoot you. And you would have to get hit to get out of it. But if you tiptoe it, that way their pattern ends before that would be a problem, you're golden. Alright. Anyway. Let's see. I could get mega bombs, but no. I want to actually improve my firepower. Plasma cannon. That's always equipped. It doesn't do a lot of damage, though. What I really want are these. These are always equipped no matter what. whenever you change your weapons, they're still equipped. They're little missiles. They're not very powerful, but I mean, you know, they stack on, so it makes everything more powerful. If that makes any sense. All right, and I need to get used to this control scheme because I kind of made it similar to Castlevania in that the fire button is the second one down. I figured that would help me, you know, adapt to it faster because I'm used to pressing that to fire. I just got to think of it like Castlevania. You know, top down in the sky, Castlevania. Because that definitely sounds like Castlevania. I don't know what I was thinking when I thought that, but I play a lot of Castlevania, so you know. Or, you know, I have been playing a lot of Castlevania. So yeah, there's that. See, check that out. That's actually one good thing about them not shooting ground targets, because they go right through the buildings and they can still attack enemies that are behind it. So, you know, if you just had bullets, if you just had projectiles that took care of the buildings, any enemies that were behind it, they would get a free rein to shoot you while you're busy going through the building. So that is a plus side about these being air-to-air only. Like, see that? I shot that while I was shooting the boat, because the air missiles go right past it. Oh, these guys are like tanks. I don't know why. I think of these as like the ship equivalent of a big burly guy. I guess it's because they look they look meaty, and it takes a little bit more firepower than most of the ships at this stage to destroy them. So, I don't know. For some reason, I see them as burly dudes, the ship equivalent. Even though, actually, now that I think about it, these things seem just as durable as those ones, so what, you know, what distinguishes them really? Other than the fact they look beefier. I guess looks can be deceiving. Oh boy. Yeah, those helicopters can be unpredictable because the freaky way they keep turning themselves back up. I mean, it gives you more of a chance to shoot them, but it also gives more of a chance for them to ram into you or shoot you. If you ram into another ship, that's bad. You take quite a lot of damage from it. Obviously, a lot more than just their projectiles. So yeah, you want to avoid that as much as physically possible. Oh, these guys. Yep, there's definitely a veteran. These guys again. And as you saw, I just got a little weapons cache, which gives you score. There are several different types that you can find in the levels, like, you know, a pot of gold or something. Or actually, it's more like a treasure chest of gold, not a pot of gold. What the hell am I thinking? This isn't a game about leprechauns. It's a game about military operations. Even though it ends up in outer space, so it's not entirely realistic, but I mean, it's kind of like a futuristic military top-down shooter. And Kid Me swallowed this all up because, you know, relatively speaking, it's more grounded in reality. You're not fighting dragons or crap like that. You're basically fighting ships. It's like war. You're basically fighting in a war. But then again, I guess a lot of games do that. Now, the cool thing about this boss is you can just beat him at your own leisure. I think in this difficulty, in all difficulties except for the most hard, your health actually regenerates when you're not firing, so you can actually watch that as because I'm not firing, my health regenerates. Crap. Okay, fair enough. Here we go. Actually, I think I'll demonstrate the weapon trick that I told you about earlier, because there is a weapon on this one. I'm not doing it to cheat the game, mind you, although it will help me out. I'm just doing it to demonstrate. So, I'm going to try to avoid the enemies as much as possible. I'm only going to fire them. I'm only going to fire at them to get them out of my way. See, I'm not going to... Actually, if I just stop firing, then I just try to avoid them. No, oh, that was actually a close one. I can get my health to regenerate too. So, there's that. Although I am going to have to fire because some of these are pretty crowdy, and it's hard to get through them without shooting them. It'll just be more convenient for me. And obviously I should shoot that one because that one, tanks, they track you. See, check that out. My health is regenerating. Okay, it is a little bit further from here. The first demo from Raptor called The Shadows is on this level, actually. Yeah, see, look at that. That's a new weapon. All I gotta do is abort the mission. And then you'll see that I have the weapon. I have the weapon in question. So that's actually a pretty useful tidbit. Actually, can I afford the weapon I'm thinking of? There is a really good weapon that makes things a lot easier. Yeah, I think I can. This is the... Oh wait, this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think I should be able to get that. I'm just gonna sell off that because I don't need it anymore. Oh, this is good. It auto-tracks the enemies. It only has that minigun that you start out with at the beginning. Well, it stacks onto it, obviously. It's only as powerful as that, so it seems weaker, but it actually tracks them. So it actually... See, look at that. It makes it a lot easier to shoot at them. This is honestly a very good weapon. I mean, there is a laser version that's even more powerful, but the trade-off for that is it doesn't track ground targets. Now, obviously, neither of them target buildings, but this one actually targets the tanks and the trucks and the, you know, the hostile or the item pickup points, you know, the targets of interest on the ground. As you can see, that's actually shooting at the tank. So the downside of the laser one is while it is instantaneous and I think it's more powerful, it actually does not target ground targets, so you would have to target them yourself. Oh, one was me. I have to target things myself, I know, but as you can see, it also targets the supply depots, so that's another plus. And as you can see, it allows you to destroy far more enemies than you would otherwise because, you know, sometimes you're distracted by one and then the other one slips through. This allows you to destroy one while you're focused on another. As you can see, I'm pretty much destroying mostly everything. I'm trying to get as close to them as possible to help the bullets along, but... Oh, these guys are a real pain if you don't have something powerful to take them out because they have a decent amount of health and they move very fast, so they can easily get past you before you're able to destroy them. I mean, granted, they're not that hard to get past, but if you actually want to destroy them and get money, which this game encourages you to do, which you probably should, as you can see, it's a little hard to destroy all of them compared to the other ones. Even compared to these brutes here, because they move pretty slowly, so it's actually pretty easy to destroy them. Yeah, you know what I mean. And you probably figured it out by now, the mines actually follow you extensively, but, you know, they can only explode on you if they actually touch you, so... And they can't turn around very well either, so... You can actually steer them towards you in one direction and then completely change your path, and then they'll keep sort of skidding in that direction. I think what it is they only determine their flight pattern when they first see you. Otherwise, they just keep going in that direction forever until you destroy them or they go off screen. So either way. Ah, there we go. Got a little bit of health right there. That's gonna help. I have been taking a little bit of damage. Not a lot, a little bit. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I should feel a little bad because I still ended up exploiting the weapon trick, but I only did it for demonstration purposes, so, it's not like this is making the game super easy or anything. Although I wouldn't mind having that other weapon, the micro missiles that I told you about, they stack onto this and make it even more powerful. So that'll be very good for me. You gotta love the music too. I mean, yeah, obviously it doesn't sound all that great, but that's because, you know, it's compressed to MS-DOS standards. And I know that's no excuse, but still. Oh yeah, also I should mention that weapon that I sold off, it actually rips right through buildings. So it is kind of handy, but I'll probably still end up selling it just because. It's more useful to have something that rips right through the sky targets most of the time. I say most of the time because there is a boss on the 5th level that is on the ground, but it's not really that big of a deal. You can actually pretty easily shoot him with this too, because like I said, it targets hostiles on the ground in addition to the air, so I'm good for that too. Actually, let me just, there we go. I had to adjust something wrong. Oh, whoops. Whoops. You gotta get into the swing of things. Can't allow myself to screw up. There we go. No problem. You know, for its time, it actually has some pretty good graphics. I should do a review on it. I mean, I'm Let's Playing it, so that's basically like one giant review, but still. I mean, if you just wanted me to get straight to the point and tell you how the game was, I could do a review on it, or I could just review it right now. But yeah, for MS-DOS standards, this is some pretty good graphics. You can see the water sort of sparkling with, like it's actually moving water. And along the shoreline, it actually even looks like it's, you know, it looks like the waves are moving more hectically, as if they're crashing against the shore. I guess, I'm assuming that's what they were going for. But yeah, as you can see, even those helicopters are no match for this. It's so cool. And of course, those ones that track you, they're especially useful to have this for. Because otherwise they just keep shooting in your direction every so often, and it would be far more annoying otherwise. It's far more useful when you can shoot enemies without having to put yourself in front of them. You know what I mean? You don't expose yourself to firepower, to their fire. Of course, the tracker weapons obviously aren't the most powerful weapons in the game by far. You've got a death laser and a twin laser version of that rips through enemies in a second like tissue paper. But of course, you're vulnerable to anything they attack with, and yes, they've got lasers too. So if you want to go up against them, the tracker weapons are far more useful because they have to get in front of you to damage you. Whereas you can just shoot at them on the side or something. Like say that was a laser. Say this is a laser enemy right here. All I have to do is park myself on the side, and then that'll be good. Oh, hurry up and get that building. There we go. I didn't even really need that health, but I'm guessing it's some kind of power core that helps with the shielding of the engine, but for some reason when I was a kid, I thought of that as like a soda can or something. Yeah, tell that to my young self who doesn't understand the sophistications of sci-fi jargon. What thingamajuice. I just think it looks like a soda can. I just think that it looks like, I think it is exactly what it looks like. Like that's a soda can, and well, maybe Duke Nukem is also to blame for that, because in Duke Nukem a soda can restores your health, so maybe I was thinking of that. Who knows? Maybe the pilot was actually getting hurt. He just needed some pep. Yeah, the pilot isn't getting... Oh, that's what I was talking about. You can get a chest of gold. Actually gets you a decent amount of cash, too. Check that out. I mean, if I needed to get another minigun, I would... If I needed to get the minigun tracker at this point, I probably could. Just because. I'm pretty sure by the time I beat this level, I'll have enough for it. But I'm going to go ahead and get the micro missiles because, you know, stack on power. And I think I'd actually be able to get that drop thing, too. The other stack on. And I'm just going to quickly destroy those buildings behind it just to maximize my profits. Because it is good to maximize your profits when you can get away with it. And that's another beautiful thing about this. You can just keep doing this. You just keep tiptoeing around them. And they can't even touch you. Very easy. Makes it extraordinarily easy. Oh yeah, I also noticed that it actually gave me one of the nuclear bombs. It blows up everything on screen, and some ground targets a little above on screen. Obviously, you call it a mega bomb, but it's really a nuke. It's kind of weird how the iPhone version actually censored things. So, oh wait, crap. For instance, wait, let me see this. Death Emporium. I think it called it Doom Emporium. Also, Death Ray. I think it was Plasma Ray or something. I don't know. It's kind of stupid that they would censor something as harmless as that. What, you can't even say death? What is this, a 4Kids dub? It just seems kind of weird. Okay, Plasma Cannon. Its only disability is that it was not designed for ground target acquisition. It helps. It stacks on, of course. It's not as powerful, but, you know, every little bit helps, right? I actually love this level, especially the music. I don't know why. Something about this music is just really kicking. Just imagine someone playing this on a heavy metal, on a guitar, an electric guitar. It would just sound so cool. It almost sounds like a high-octane, you know, metalish music. It also helps that a very interesting enemy is in this level. That's actually pretty easy to overcome, but it's kind of cool in its design nonetheless. Okay, come on. Maybe I like it because it's easy to beat. Oh, nope. If you do it fast enough, you can destroy the main one before it even unloads itself. It splits itself into 3 parts, the main part and the 2 minor parts on the sides. But you can actually destroy the main one before it even uncurls itself, just leaving the 2 little ones that are easy to destroy if you got this. But yeah, it's actually, man, this takes me back. Now that I've got the minigun tracker and, you know, all the add-ons, this is actually as powerful as this is gonna get. Oh yeah, I forgot that extra one is only on the hardest difficulty. So yeah, I forgot some things. See, now that I've gotten into the swing of things, if I could, I would switch it to the hardest difficulty right now. The thing is, the harder difficulties are a little bit of a pain to get into at first because obviously you don't have all your weapons yet. All you got is a minigun. And if you're up against a ton of enemies with just a minigun, you know, it's a bit of a pain. But yeah, these are actually easier to kill once you have the stack-ons because all you gotta do is target them directly and then it rips through them a lot faster if you got the micro missiles. I don't know how powerful they are compared to just the minigun by itself, but it certainly adds a lot to its destructive power. I think they may be almost as powerful as the bullets themselves that you start out with. So I would guess that between the plasma cannon and the micro missiles, you're looking at least double what you did before. Not to mention, it just fires bullets at the enemies automatically as it sees them. So it's actually a decent amount of firepower. You can see it's destroying everything. And of course, these are the engine cores. They give you a little extra health, although, no, not health, gives you a little extra money, but maybe I shouldn't be acting so reckless because those missiles are hurting my health. Ah, there's a tank. Good for those, right? Ah, there we go. This is also the level that has a ground boss enemy. It's actually pretty interesting. And the cool thing is it takes a little while to unfold, so you can actually get some free hits on it while it's in its, you know, underground state. It actually takes a few seconds for it to arm itself, I guess, because it's an underground base. But that is pretty cool, that it gives you an underground boss, underground base as a boss that's basically defending itself from you, and you're destroying it. I guess this is your mission for this level. You know, as close as an old game like this would have to a mission. Yeah, you can see it. Oh, look at that! I already ripped out almost all of its health. I'm actually glad I didn't sell this now. Actually does quite a lot of damage to it. Although I took a little damage myself there. This next up level is actually the one that is really easy to exploit with the weapon trick, because you get a pretty expensive, not so much powerful, especially compared to what I've got. It's a pretty valuable weapon. I think it gives you, what, like 70,000 around that, and it's near the beginning of the level too, so it's not like it's hard to get. And obviously you got to go a little ways. It's not completely effortless, but as you can see, I'm ripping through everything. They're not even trying. Oh, these are a new enemy. They drop bombs. They lay bombs in the air. So you want to destroy them as quickly as possible. And look at that. There's the weapon. It's actually pretty valuable too. But I'm not gonna exit the main menu because I want to make this more interesting. About as interesting as I can, since I already got this powerful weapon. But I mean, there are far more powerful weapons that I could be getting that I'm withholding for myself. So, you know, it's somewhat interesting. This is actually the most useful weapon of the demo because the demo didn't have the twin rays, the laser tracker, or any of that crap. It just had this and the... Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that other weapon was called. There was that other weapon that shoots a lot of plasma. It's not like the death ray. It's not instantaneous, but it does shoot fast and it's very powerful. But of course, the obvious drawback is the same one, where it's basically just a weaker death ray, so you still have to be in front of them to hit them. Whereas with this, oh, I don't know what that is they're firing. It's definitely far more powerful than the regular firepower. But as a kid, I just call them acid droplets, and I actually can't find anything better to name them because, see, these look like balls of fire. And of course, those are bombs. So I'm thinking that the droplet things are drops of acid because it would you know, melt through your ship because it does a lot of damage to you. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking acid. That's all I'm thinking. Oh, also, once you get to the 6th level, that's when it starts getting midway bosses. which is funny because it's basically just the first level's boss, but I guess beefed up a little. Actually, I'm not sure if it's beefed up at all. But the game does give you a little bit of a reprieve, so yeah, there's a little bit of an empty space for you to fight it in. That way, yeah, there you go. It gives you a little bit of an empty space so you can try to destroy it as quickly as possible before the game starts coming at you again. Assuming you beat it by this point, you know, then the game starts going harder on you again. It also has a remake of the second level's boss, except it's actually tougher because this time it can actually track you. And there's another one of those valuables. It's actually pretty valuable. I actually added like 50,000 to it, which is pretty freaking good. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, those acid spitters again. I'm just gonna refer to them as acid. I don't care if that's accurate or not. I'm just gonna call it acid. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I have to wonder why the iPhone version censored mentions of death. I mean, I would really hope that the App Store wouldn't force them to do that, or is it because of some kind of rating? Are they trying to rate it for kids or something? I don't know. Seems like mentioning death wouldn't be that big of a deal, considering Pokemon mentions death. Seriously, oh my Clefairy, or my Growlithe, or whatever, why did you have to die? Team Rocket killed Marowak, Cubone's mother. If it can acknowledge death, why can't this? This actually would seem more mature than Pokemon, because you're not fighting with mystical creatures, you're actually fighting a war. I think this is actually more powerful than the tracker, but obviously the downside is you can't track enemies with it. The dumbfire missile, they shoot off to the side. So you can somewhat protect yourself from retaliation, but it's not as useful, obviously. Oh yeah, I'm actually stacking up these mega bombs now. So, general purpose bomb is a combination of a regular iron bomb and cluster bombs. It creates a normal blast at the sides and throws sub-munitions forward. Cool. Dumbfire missiles, I think I'm going to sell those, actually. Alright, yeah, it is space. Space is the key that you press to switch through them. Okay, what else can I get? Power disruptor. Oh yeah, that actually prevents some enemies from firing, but yeah, I never really considered it all that helpful. Oh, there's the laser turret. I want to get that ASAP. But I don't have anything that I can sell that would actually give me that much, so I probably have to wait till next time. The seventh level is actually one of the demos. It was the third one, whereas the fifth one was the second one. This is another one where the demo was doing pretty badly on this. Like, it would just try to shoot through it and just get damaged a lot. You want to see what the Mega Bomb does now that I have 5 of them? You can only have 5 of them. Oh, I got hit a little bit there. This is what the Mega Bomb does. It just blows up everything on screen. Obviously, enemies that are just out of screen, they're not affected, but if they're ground targets, you know, moderately off screen, it affects them. I'm actually going to demonstrate this. Okay, you can actually see. Okay, see, it was affected. Well, they're weakened at least. I don't think it instantly destroys them. I think it may have actually a radius damage effect where it's weaker. It's funny because the demo actually acted pretty suicidal after this point. It was like, ooh, I'm just gonna swing around here. I'm not gonna do that, but it was just starting to take damage. I think the guy realized he got far enough in the demo and he was purposefully trying to kill himself while making it look convincing. Like, oh, I'm trying my best here. But you can tell that his skill just took a nosedive at that point. Just because, I guess, he wanted to end it off. Why, I don't know. It actually looks like a Stonehenge. That's pretty cool. Look at that. You can actually see the shadows on it. It looks simplistic, but the shadows make it look like a Stonehenge. And here's another one of those mid-level bosses. Yeah, unfortunately, that was the spot. Weird because it shoots sideways. If you want to get into the middle when it starts firing, you pretty much have to get damage to get out of it. Otherwise, its tracker is going to do far more damage to you. But aside from that, this level has an interesting spot after this, where it's basically just rows of underground, those fire turret systems. I'm not really sure what I should call them. They're basically hidden turrets in the ground that fire at you. Yeah, you can see because it tracks them before they even get out of the ground. It's kind of funny how you can see them coming because it shoots at them. The tracker can see it before you can, so it's kind of funny. It may be able to fool me, but it can't fool the tracker. No, it can't. Oh, whoops. That's unfortunate. Ah, nice. I get the laser one. Okay, cool. See, as long as you sweep it, try not to get hit by them, actually pretty easy to kill this way. Those side ones are weird though. For some reason I find them hard to hit. Maybe it's because it just takes a little, maybe it's because they're just a little durable, but for some reason when they're spinning it seems like their hit detection is smaller. You know, because they're laying on their side for like half the animation. I don't know. Maybe it's a placebo effect. Who knows? But for some reason I find them difficult to hit somehow. Not really sure why. There we go. No problem. This is pretty much standard fare. And the cool thing is you can actually see a pretty decent amount of detail in the environment. Like you can see that this is some kind of sewage treatment plant. At least I think that's what it is. Yeah, I don't want to get near... Oh, whoops. I don't want to get... Going down here is actually pretty risky because the acid droplet, I'm going to call it. Actually, I think it's plasma because the blue droplets are called the plasma cannon, so I guess it's plasma. So yeah, I'm just going to go with plasma. But yeah, the plasma it fires actually does quite a lot of damage to you. Not that I'm one to talk because I'm getting hit a lot. Okay. Like I said, it fires pretty much instantaneously, and I think it's more powerful. But the downside is that it doesn't do ground targets. It just doesn't do them at all. Not even tanks or trucks. You have to hit them manually. Forget it. The only downside with having more weapons is you got more to cycle through if you want to get to the one you want. Like, I'd have to go through that. See, look at that. That actually shoots them quicker. So for air targets, it's good. But see, it doesn't shoot the ground targets, so that's the only downside. But I guess it's kind of worth it. Well, I mean, unless you're dealing with something like that. You know, it's a trade-off. Oh, ooh. Yeah, you can see they actually do quite a bit of damage. I wouldn't want to get hit by too many of those. Oh, these guys are... This is where they start sending in their really serious-looking jets after you. The green ones are actually pretty powerful because they shoot missiles at you. Of course, obviously you can dodge that, but trying to destroy them, it actually makes them a little bit of a pain to target. But yeah, look at that. It's just targeting everything. Like I said, for air targets, this is the best. Look at that. Destroying all of them. Oh yeah, you can sort of tell when the game is on easier and it would have had more targets, because sometimes it will actually have destroyed ground targets that would have been there. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool how it replaces them with a destroyed version just to show you, hey, you would have had to deal with this on a harder difficulty, but look, we took care of it for you. I guess someone else came here before you and somehow missed everything else, including the bosses that you were required to beat. I'm just gonna fire a nuke. Oh wait, about to say. Okay, just gonna fire a nuke at him to damage him a little bit. Yeah, why not? The game was very generous in giving me these, so why not take advantage? Whoops. I gotta remember which button is which here. And of course that really interesting enemy from the 5th level is here. At least temporarily. It's not like they're gonna show up all over the place. Just in this one section. And here's the 3rd one, which is one more than the 5th level had. Although, on the hardest difficulty, in the 5th level there are 4 of them, so on the hardest difficulty, the 5th level actually has more of them than this. Good health. They fire a lot of missiles, so you don't want to take a direct hit. You don't want to get caught in the middle there, because otherwise, yeah, like that. That would do a lot of damage to you. Those ones are kind of annoying too. For some reason, they seem hard to hit. Like I said, it might be a placebo effect because they're rounded, so it looks like it would be hard to hit them. Oh, also this is kind of cool. Check this out. Oh wait, up ahead. I assume this is a toxic waste facility because they drop, or at least those little ones. Oh, check this out. This is actually in your best interest to shoot that at the beginning because see, it keeps destroying itself as it goes, so you keep accumulating some money. This is definitely a waste treatment facility. Look at that, it's taking in the waste and it's producing clean water, I think. So it's actually, I'm actually dooming them to dirty water, which is kind of interesting. Oh yeah, did I mention that throwing those bombs also takes care of any projectiles of theirs that are in the air? So yeah, it is also pretty helpful when you're overwhelmed. Although because it takes a few seconds to deploy, you're probably screwed anyway by the time it hits the ground. So it probably isn't all that helpful if you're in a pinch. But it does help if you know you're going to be in a pinch, I guess. Actually, is there really any reason for this when I can just use this for ground targets? It would actually probably be easier to switch to that. I think I'm gonna sell that off. So why not? This actually gets you extra shielding, and you can replenish it a little bit with the health. It's just very small. I guess it's a lot more power inefficient. I don't know. It probably consumes a lot more power since it's stacked onto you. That would make sense, wouldn't it? And this is the final wave of the final stage of the first wave. So yeah. Yeah, if I get to the tip of it, then I'll be good. I'll be safe. Like this. Ah, those jet guys. This level actually has a new enemy in it. It's actually a pretty cool one because they shoot off to the side, so it's actually easier to kill them as opposed to the green jets, which is actually funny. These guys. Well, some of them shoot missiles, but other ones they just shoot off to the sides. Yeah, see those ones. Those ones I love because it's really easy to kill them. They just shoot off to the side. It's actually easier to get into the middle of them. Because then you're pretty much safe from the power and it pretty much just gives you free points. I always love them for that reason. It's just free points. That's all it is. There we go. See, I can just switch to that and then destroy ground targets instantly. Actually pretty cool. The interesting thing about this one is you notice the last level had unique levels, unique bosses. Well, because the fifth boss is a base, they're not going to be able to repeat that midway, because otherwise you would go right past it. And obviously after the 6th level it just has mid-level bosses, so what would they do, have 3 bosses? That would be lazy. So yeah, instead they just recycled their last boss as a mid-boss. I guess it's like saying, oh, this is the boss that gave you so much trouble, huh? Well, now it's just a mid-boss, so wait until you see what we've got up ahead. Although I guess you could argue that that's a little bit lazy. Yeah, I don't know, because they're still recycling a boss, but at least they're coming up with new bosses. Well, they're recycling a midway boss, but at least they're using new bosses. So that's good. There we go. See, the cool thing about this is it not only works on tanks, it works on anything that's on the ground. It not only works on things that shoot at you, or you know, weapon depots. It works on literally anything that's grounded. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Oh, right. That was just a mega bomb anyway. Crap. Sometimes I miss because I'm panicking, I'm trying to dodge, and then I end up shooting wrong. Also, these don't shoot rapidly, obviously. That's to make it a little more fair for ground targets. Check that out. Oh yeah, I don't think the radius has much effect on this. Take this. Just gonna throw bombs at you all day. Take this. Take this. You gotta love how they're just randomly not given missiles. Oh, well, I should mention that their side things can actually do quite a bit of damage to you if they hit you. Well, you know, as much as regular ones can. Well, that's cool. I just now noticed that those discs in the middle, in the back there, well, you know, around the middle where the windows are, you actually see that they turn, in addition up front. Yeah, there are these little details that you never noticed before. And this is the end of the first wave. So that's pretty cool. They actually have a little cinematic there. The dock's on fire. But of course, the last one is really cool. It's the ship escaping an explosion, so it's actually really cool. And of course, you've got this like all the levels, where it goes back into its hangar. You look back to watch the ruin of Lithos Petroleum's rig fade into the smoke-filled distance. With this, not only have you left your mark, but also paved the way for things to come. Your thoughts drift to the missions ahead, where greater odds offer greater rewards. Fate has offered you a path to glory. The rest is up to you. Okay, obviously I'm not going to end it there, because that would suck. So, actually, I'm just going to go straight to the outer regions. Because I think I can actually do it. I can actually handle it with this weapon. Oh, even though my health is only halfway. Oh well. It is only the first stage of the... No wait, wave of the sector. I keep getting those confused. It's the first wave of the sector. Or first sector, first stage of this wave? I don't know. I should probably actually pay attention. Oh, yeesh. Yeah, these guys are tougher. You can't just rely on the lasers to beat them. You may have to actually do a little bit of getting in front of them and, you know, taking some risk if you want to destroy them. So there's that. As you can see, though, it's obviously a lot tougher. But yeah, if I wanted to, I could abuse the weapon thing here, too. Oh, holy crap. I'm actually taking a lot of damage. I should probably be a little more careful. Or just drop a bomb, that works too. Getting overwhelmed here. I gotta re-establish myself. Crap. Re-establishing myself hurts. Oh wait, is that health? I think it is. Oh! Holy crap. See, I told you they got lasers. You didn't believe me. That's actually not mine. I know some of you are probably gonna think, oh, I found his name, we doxed him. No, it's not even mine. I don't even know, it just came with it for some reason. Alright. I did save it, didn't I? I swear. Well, yeah, you can see the amount of money I've gotten, you can see, I easily do. Wait, this is what I'm thinking of, the pulse cannon. That's the most powerful weapon in the original, in the demo. Not the original, this is the original. In the demo version, this was the most powerful. But then you got this and this, which are obviously far more powerful. This is a laser beam. This is a twin laser beam. The first and last thing every pilot needs. Okay, that was obviously maybe a little bit, or maybe it's just because I didn't have enough health. I'm gonna go through it. Because I'm gonna at least show you the first wave of each region. Okay, I actually just paid attention to it just now. It's regions and... there you go. First wave. The outer region, because once you the second one I think takes place in a jungle, and you got to destroy some kind of base that they've got there, and then for the third one you got to go into freaking outer space, man. I think this is on the moon. It looks like it's on the moon. I mean, the grayness would probably give that away, but it's kind of weird that all the levels are on here. So it's, I guess it's like they have their entire base on the moon, and you got to make your way through it. They got some big freaking bases too. Is you got to destroy through all of them. I mean, I guess it would make sense if it's an entire country. They would probably have military bases all over the country. You would think they would have a lot of civilians too. I don't know. You'd think they would dedicate a lot of space for civilians too, but yeah, I guess it's a very militarized state. This time I'm going to be more careful. At least when it comes to lasers, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter as much for that. Oh. Man. There we go. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Crap, I missed it. Damn it. Oh, well. Health isn't that expensive as long as I can stay alive. Easier said than done, I know. I'll easily be able to buy more health. Okay, good. Good. Oh, right. Because this is the outer stage, even the first wave. The outer region, yeah, I'm just gonna go. Screw it. I don't need to go through that one yet. I think you saw as much as you need to see. The Tango. Alright. Alright, the first level is, I guess it's continuing on from the last one, the last region. So yeah, it looks kind of like the last one. It's kind of ending it off, so to speak. Because I guess your pilot is going to a new region. So as you can see, it's kind of looking like the ending of the 7th wave. You know, the one that introduced the underground enemies and had the 3rd and 4th bosses in it. It also had the same music, coincidentally, which is funny. I guess this music is just associated with this kind of area. Right. It's funny how this is much harder than the Bravo region, and yet it still gives you the same weak weapon. But then again, it does give it to you pretty quickly, so I guess that's just so you'll stay alive. I guess that's for people who are crazy enough that they actually want to do this bullet starter. They actually want to start this region with a bullet starter. It makes it a little easier for them. It gives them some kind of mercy. Sweet mercy. Alright. I'm actually getting a decent amount of money. Look at that. It's over 700,000. And I believe the singular laser is like 900 something thousand. So I could probably get that, or I could save for the twin one, which I kind of want to do. Obviously, the twin one is better, double the firepower and all that. But I don't know if I'll be playing that long. So maybe it would be better if I just showed off the single fire one. You can just use your imagination for the last one. Who knows? Check this out. All right. Because I got a new weapon that I didn't ask for. Now I got another weapon to cycle through if I want to do this. Just doing that for the buildings real quick. It's actually quite handy, that. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Crap. Whoops. Crap. Taking some damage here. Oh, whoops. Yeesh. Already forgot that there's another weapon in my inventory that I have to compensate for by hitting twice. And now I'm getting screwed. I should probably unscrew myself. You had best unscrew yourself, or I will untwist, or I will screw your head off and crap down your neck. Obviously, that's not nearly as colorful as the original, but like I said, I don't want to rely on cursing as much. Nice a weapon shipment. That's actually a decent amount of money. Obviously, those are bonuses. Hang on. I think you can actually see it in here. Yeah, see that? Small arms, radioactive isotopes. Oh wait, it's not gold. That sucks. Theolite, microfusion core, and raw fralium ore. Well, that's probably about as close to valuables as you're gonna get to precious stones. Yeah, this has Midway Boss 2, doesn't it? Oh, no, it doesn't. Ah, I see. That's because it's only the 2nd region. So maybe someone wanted to try this out before completely going through the Bravo one. Who knows? Who even friggin' knows anymore? At least I got through that one without too much trouble. Now I just heal up. Let's see. Yeah, I can get that for 95 grand. But I wouldn't be able to afford it anyway unless I sold my best weapon. Or if I sold this. Nah, still wouldn't be enough. In fact, I just sold what I was using to shoot at ground targets. I'm an idiot. I know. Oh well. See, this is where it starts to go into a jungle territory. I guess the first one was just, you know, capping it off. That way you can go to introduces you to the new region more gradually. You can see this, it's kind of similar to Bravo, but it's obviously a lot more greeny. It's got a lot more shrubbery. It's mostly grass. Or I think the first one had some greeny plains too, but for some reason it looks different here. Now I think it was mostly desert on Bravo. But as you can see, it's a very grassy, a very involved kind of area. And of course the enemies look different, is what I was trying to get at. And yeesh. Also, there does seem to be civilian stuff that you can destroy. Good thing there aren't civilians. You know, exposed civilians, that would suck. That would actually make you feel guilty. Oh, good. Some health. Here we go. No, you don't. No, you don't, pal. There you go. Come on, there we go. Come on. Here we go. Oh, yeesh. I love how this is the second wave, and it has the same music as Bravo's second wave. Kind of funny. But yet, its first had the 7th Bravo wave's music, so I guess you can't really decide. Wow, it's just weird. Is the core actually bigger than the ship itself? Maybe that's just because of the glow. But still, that much of the ship is its core? Yeah, that made sense when the ships were a little bigger, but those things are tiny. Those things are real tiny. It's weird. It just looks weird. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on, there we go. Bingo! Bingo, baby! That's a bingo, baby! Whoops. Whoops. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs! Simpson! I need to start dodging this fire because those acid drops are gonna... Plasma drops, whatever you want to call them. I mean, I guess they are just plasma, but then what are those? That looks like balls of fire too, so which is which? I guess those are less powerful plasma? I mean, it would make more sense to distinguish them as a different element type. You know what I mean? Seriously, look at those. Those things are tiny, and yet they give out relatively big cores. Oh, whoops. I think they only give like 50. Which, believe me, in this game is nothing, but still. They can stack up after a while. See, look, that looks more appropriate. Those ones that were just here. That looked more appropriate for its size. Actually, this looks like a mix of a new region and map Wave 7's region. Oh, yeesh. Plasma slash acid, like on all sides, and then you got the missiles, so it's got its base covered, doesn't it? There we go. Ballin'. That's ballin', baby. Alright. Right. It's not gonna be as powerful, but who cares? May as well, right? Just to demonstrate before I end this off. So look at that. Okay, this should be relatively easy. Just to switch to this when you want some heavy-duty firepower. And obviously it's in burst too, but it's actually pretty fast to fire. I mean, I could feasibly go through the level like this, but I mean, if I switch to this, it allows me to get enemies that are harder to reach. And of course, it can target hostiles on the ground too. It's not as useful in that regard as the green missiles because they don't target, you know, buildings and crap like that. Although that is a good thing in some ways because, like I said, with the air missiles, you can actually hit targets behind it. But at least you can hit the ones that are hostile towards you, the ones that are firing at you. Anything that is attacking you, this can destroy. Anything that can hurt you. Like that. But I should probably dodge a little more. Because this is going to end with me dead. Also, for obvious reasons, these are very helpful against the bosses, too. Because you can rip right through them. But, yeah. Whoops. If you know where they're going to come from, those trains, I guess is what they are. If you know where they're coming, you can actually destroy all of them in one laser blast, so it's actually pretty handy if you know where they're coming from. Obviously, I know because I haven't played in forever. I can tell that when there's one, there's going to be another. There's going to be at least one more, but I don't know well enough to know exactly where it's going to come from. So they go too fast to reorientate yourself in time, at least for me. Who knows? Maybe I just suck. Or maybe that's just a given. See, I can just destroy the ones in front of me instantly. Take that, boat. You thought you were gonna take advantage of my laser, didn't you? The fact that it doesn't shoot ground targets, well, think again, pal. Think again. Yes, again. Go. Oh, crap. Me attempting to destroy that actually cost me more than it would have gained me. Should have just left it alone and kept dodging it, but oh well. Right. So you can see some buildings you just straight up can't destroy. Well, it's kind of funny, you can selectively destroy that one. Yeah, like I said, it's a jungle. You can actually see that part of it shining through. Because there are trees all over the place. It's a jungle. It's the Tango. It's the Tango region, which is very jungly. I believe that's a technical term, jungly. Oh, whoops. Let's take this on. Check this out. You just switch when you're under it. You can beat it pretty easily. Look at that, did a lot of damage to it. A little more, there we go. Ah, that is so satisfying. That will never not be so satisfying as all get out. Alrighty then. Actually, now that I'm full of this, I think I can go through this one. And that'll cap it off. I need to go at least all the regions, at least one of them. At least one wave per region. As you can see, this does a lot of damage to them when it directly hits. It insta-kills everything. Take this, you idiot. I should probably switch the laser when I'm not directly shooting things. Probably be a good idea. Or not, because those things are, I forgot how tough those things are. Check this out. Ripping through them. Crap. Man, it's hard to hit. They're just hard to hit in general. Thankfully, the ground targets are a lot easier to destroy when you got this. Oh, crap. Crap. Well, once I see that laser, I'm going to give him a taste of his own medicine. Okay, gotta remember, when going from the laser, gotta do it twice. Well, you know, from the insta-laser. There! Got you before you got me, you son of a bitch! Take that! Not feeling so high and mighty now, are ya? Now that I've got your power. I've got the same power you do. So much for that. This actually looks like an outer space version of the 6th wave. You know, the 6th wave in Bravo. Oh, crap. Bombs away. Oh, wow. Actually destroyed him. Didn't expect that. Take this. Actually doing pretty well. Obviously far better than the first time. First couple of times. Third time's the charm, I guess, as they always say. And when you have a laser beam, that helps too. I believe that's how the old saying goes. Laser beam is the charm? Nah, that's not it. There's no saying that says that. Well, maybe there is now because I just made it up. But, sir. Oh, holy crap. Yeah, it's easy to die. It's really easy to die when you're not seeing what you're doing entirely and you just get hit by a laser. It came out of freaking nowhere. And with that, I think I'm going to end this off. So, energy module replenishes normal shields. Right, ion scanner, mega bomb, air missile, air-to-air missile, phase shield, plasma cannon, bomb, air-to-ground missile, dumbfire missile, micro missile, missile pod. I guess this is basically just it's basically just this on steroids, I guess. I don't know, it just seemed like the same one. But anyway, the track minigun, the power disruptor, the laser turret, the pulse cannon, the death ray, and the twin laser. For those of you who wanted to know exactly what they were called. So, That's it for now. I'm gonna end this here. That's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Make sure to spread this video around like the destruction of lasers on both sides. And I will see you next time. Now go out there and capitalize on life. Peace out, have a good one, and have a nice and pleasant day.